What's up, y'all? What happened to my music? What's up, y'all?
I know it's been way too long, yeah. I've been on the low, just counting up. Focused on the paper,
What's up,
not
Brando?
feeling, show no love. Brand new vibes, get me alive. Woo! Counting the money, okay. Might buy a crib with a view in LA. Niggas keep plotting, they want me to break down. Nah, I'm tryna hang with your boy in a few. Bought me a flight from the 8 in the moon. Niggas is worried, don't know what to do now. Woo! Counting the money, okay. Might buy a crib with a view in LA. Niggas keep plotting,
Talking about what's the roast tonight?
Nah, I'm tryna hang with your boy in a few. Bought me a flight from the 8 in the moon. Niggas is worried, don't know what to do now. Loved you, remember me, we were cool. I can't deal with that. Trust me, it was me, not you. Yeah, I know that's why I'm gone, babe, never to return. Gotta know your feelings and you gotta know your worth. Now that I know that I'm out of this world, out of this earth. Niggas can talk but ain't talking to me. I worked so hard that I took me a nap on this beat and I woke up like, look, I'm a star. I put no sweat in this is my element. Straight to the plane, to the car, to the stool, to the house, to the pool. Ooh, damn. Niggas don't know the truth. I leave them stuck in the mouth when I'm grown. Cause niggas just want me
What's
to
up, y'all?
give them my hand, dog. Dog, for real, could it? Yeah. Woo! Counting the money, okay. Might buy a crib with a view in LA. Niggas keep plotting, they want me to break down. Nah, I'm tryna hang with your boy in a few. Bought me a flight from the 8 in the moon. Niggas is worried, don't know what to do now. Woo! Counting the money, okay. Might buy a crib with a view in LA. Niggas keep plotting, they want me to break down. Nah, I'm tryna hang with your boy in a few. Buy me a flight from the 8 in the moon. Niggas is worried, don't know what to do now. Tell them the check finally added up. Paper coming like bills right on schedule. Whoa, this the moment I finally didn't add an epiphany. Working for me, I don't do it for you. Constantly working to tell you the truth. I don't got time if you ain't about your money. Cause business is crucial, so don't you confuse me for you. Nigga, this is classic, but I really got.
What's up, y'all?
Just being broke, so I'm coming for the loot. If you need me, better come before I go and hit the
Yeah, I want to go on Jason Whitlock's show, man.
Wait a second, you don't gotta tell me. I know I'ma really make it killing off of
Oh,
this.
thank you.
Shorty's bad.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you so much. So y'all,
I know it's been.
that was Monty the Hokage, and that song is okay. What's up, everybody? What's up, Cole? What's up, Anthem Synergy, The Ice Cold Wolf, Heather, Mika, Brando, Todd, Khadijah, Cam B. What's up, y'all? Everybody on IG. What's up, y'all? Jackie, what's up? Sneakerhead, what's up? So look, King Tabernacle, what's up? So I wanted to continue. We left off and we didn't finish. We were talking about the guy, the red pill guy. Did I send it? Hold on one second, IG. Hold on one second. I thought I just sent this. It's crazy. Yeah, I just sent it. Let me try it again. Let me see that one more time. Oh, here it goes. Okay. All right, my bad, IG. Okay, so I wanted to finish talking about the guy. That's the red pill guru.
I'm doing pills. I'm doing drugs.
Hold on. So just to recap on, I think y'all said his name is Donovan. Not Donovan Mitchell, but I forgot his name, but Donovan something. Let me just get to it real quick. Okay. Okay. So just to recap. So this guy, he's the red pill guru now, but he talked about how when he was 31, he met a 19-year-old in paralegal class, and she was 19 with a 6-year-old. She was doing drugs and selling drugs. He fell in love with her. She was cheating on him. He lost his car, lost his apartment, lost his job. He ended up getting on drugs. He was staying with her drug addict friends. He borrowed some money from his brother to buy her a ring. He wanted to marry. Like, the story is crazy. Oh, Kevin cut him off? Chuck, what's up? But I actually gonna use a clip you posted today too. Oh, Donovan Sharp. Okay, Donovan Sharp. Well, he's anything but sharp. Anyway, so he basically ruined his life for this 19-year-old. And I'm gonna say this again. The level of tricking and naiveness and simpish behavior that I've seen in him, he would have to have had an exorcism to get that out of his system. There's no way it's going out of his system. That's part of who he is. And you're going to hear him again. He repeats this with another woman. I think that he actually married. But let's continue. What's up, Khalil? Thank you, Top, for the prayer. I needed it too. Thank you, Cole, for the super sticker. All right, let's continue.
That's worse. So she says yes, right? So now, all of her friends are like, oh, she's getting engaged. Well, eventually she started fucking the baby daddy behind my back.
Of course.
So we were in this love triangle. Anytime she was pissed off at me, she'd go and fuck him. Anytime she was pissed off at him, she would come and fuck me. So finally on.
It's not a love triangle. Let me just clear this up. You are the trick. He was the trick. Even the way he's telling this story lets me know he hasn't fully got the spirit of simping and tricking out of his system. And again, I told you, most of these red pill guys, they want the girl that everybody wants, but they're not built to handle that type of woman. So he was the side guy. He was the guy that was the trick. The guy she was in love with was the baby daddy. This guy was the trick. He was the guy that she can go for to get money, to probably have somewhere to stay. Anything she wanted, he would do. So it's not a love triangle. It's just her and the baby daddy, and he's the guy that she's getting money from to give to the baby daddy. That's how this works. Let's continue. I just want to clarify that.
On Thanksgiving, I had to call my brother. My family was in This was in North Carolina. My brother comes out into this quasi crack house, and he's kind of looking around, and they're all looking up at him like, "That's your brother?" And of course, we look alike. And so I'll never forget, man. I'm telling my brother about the situation. He's like, my real name's Alex. He says, "Alex, what are you doing?" And I said to him, "Dude, you don't choose who you love." I still loved her. So he drives me back after Thanksgiving dinner. This girl calls me up and tells me that she was now engaged to be married to Ben, right? I'm crushed. I'm heartbroken. I'm crestfallen. I'm doing pills.
Wait a
I'm
minute, wait a
doing
minute.
drugs.
From the time that you recognized the tattoo and that she had a 6-year-old to this time, how long has time has progressed?
I met her the first day of the second semester, so right in January. So this happened between January. This happened in one calendar year. So I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. So now I've lost her. I've lost her forever. So now I'm doing drugs and all this other kind of stuff. During the time I was living at that quasi crack house, they were telling me, yeah, she this guy, that guy. During the summer, she lost an exorbitant. She was already a small girl.
Yeah.
She lost an exorbitant amount of weight. I found out that she was shooting heroin all summer long. I had no idea. She kept, dude, it was unbelievable. So anyway.
Now, I don't know if you guys ever been around people that do heroin, but they can't hide it. I don't know if you all ever been around folks that do heroin, but they can't hide it. This guy said you can't help who you fall in love with. He got on drugs. The girl was doing heroin. All this stuff happened in a year. So that means this man was 31 years old to 32. And he was this out of touch with reality. And y'all want me to believe that Donovan, not so sharp, I'm going to call him Donovan Doe, that Donovan Doe has the criteria and the credentials to speak on a red pill movement? I don't believe it. I don't buy it. This level of simpish behavior has to be purged out of your. He would have had to go to one of the facilities where they actually you go through treatments to get this out of his system. This is insane. This is a grown man messing with a child. And she's playing him. This man lost everything, even got on drugs behind a woman. A lot of these red pill guys are just like this. They want the fine girl, but they can't handle the fine girl. So they get the fine girl and they're insecure. They don't have any game. I'm not saying you got to be a player. I'm not saying you got to be a Mac. What I'm saying is that your confidence level in who you are has to already be established. So that when this girl is coming to your life, you don't start doing crazy stuff to try to keep her. You don't go broke trying to keep her. You don't lose your job trying to keep her. You don't get on drugs. Like, you don't do this to trying to keep her. That's all I'm saying. A man should never do this. And the way he's telling this story is giving young men a bad impression and bad advice. He needs to be honest. I was a simp for a woman because I was thinking about vagina and I was thinking about how it made me feel to have a good-looking girl on my arms. He needs to be honest with that. This is what men struggle with, and that's lust. Men struggle with lust. Men struggle with lust. So a man got to be able to control this lust. How you going to lead people and you can't? Anyway, let's continue. Because I don't really know this guy like this, but the way he's telling this story is awful. He needs to be honest. He needs to say, he needs to fall on his knees, how Drew Barrymore was for that Transformer. He needs to grovel on his knees and go to the camera and beg all the red pill students for forgiveness because he's deceiving them this whole time. I'm going to get to Drew Barrymore too, but let's continue.
So New Year's Day comes around. Oh, wait a minute. Let me back up. December 10th, the guy, so it's a boyfriend and girlfriend in the crack house. Uh-huh. The guy, I was at the library. The
anxiety.
Listen, the probation officer.
Now listen, y'all. I'm all for higher scholastic achievement, but this man was on drugs, living in the crack house, and he's at the library doing what? Doing what? What was you own drugs, you live in the crack house, your girlfriend's a heroin addict. My bad. The girl you tricking off on is a heroin addict. You don't have any. What is he doing at the library? What's he doing? He's not being honest with this story. He needs to tell the truth. Let's continue.
Arrested the guy. So then he's in jail for probation violation. So it's just me and his girlfriend. I had no interest in her. It was not like that at all. Well, he was feeling some type of way about the fact that I was staying there. So he called his landlord and told him that I was staying there without their permission. New Year's Day, little Jamaican man comes to the door. He points at me. He's like, you don't live here. And if you're not out of here by 9 o'clock the next morning, the sheriff will come and put you out. Called my brother again. I was like, dude, I'm going to be homeless. So he bought me a bus ticket to Atlanta, and I go down. I go down to Atlanta, where my mother and brother were living, and kind of started over then. So I lived in Atlanta for 6 months, decided to move to Vegas. It was that's a whole big, long story. A couple of months into living in Vegas, I get a phone call from a mutual friend of ours, me and the girls, right? And she's like, you are never going to believe this. I was like, well, what happened? She said, Ben is dead. I was like, this is her husband now, right? The baby daddy. They got married. She says, Ben is dead. Here's what happened. 2 weeks after she married this guy, she started having an affair, right? She started cheating on him.
She's a lovely lady.
Dude. So the story goes is that he gave her $20 to go out and get Chinese food. She took.
Now in this story, thank you, Cole, for the super sticker. Again, thank you. Now in this story, they're making this young lady look like she's the worst. But every guy that she's messing with is an older guy. She's 19, she's 18, 19, she's young, a child. They're putting all the emphasis on her. I'm not. This man is in his 30s. Her baby's father was old enough to go get sent to prison for messing with her, so he grown too. All these grown men around her, and nobody is saying, let's get this young lady some help. I'm not going to mess with you. I'm not going to contribute. Like I said last week, he should have been a mentor to her. Ladies, there are two types of men you're going to meet. He's going to be wise or he's going to be foolish. You will not get both in one man. He's either going to be this or he's going to be that. There was a song when I was growing up, you can get with this or you can get with that. I think the group was called Black Sheep. You can get with this or you can get with that. What I'm telling y'all is most women get caught up on the characteristics of the guy. So they get caught up on the fact that he might be tall, good looking, have money, good job, career, car, house, etc. The characteristics make them laugh, turn them on. These are all characteristics. But you can't build a foundation on characteristics. You can only build a foundation on character. So a lot of women get caught up on how they got the characteristics and they get what they call tricked, but you really didn't get tricked. You just fell in love with his characteristics and not who he really was, which is his character. And so I'm telling y'all right now, two types of men, wise or foolish. This guy, Donovan Dole, is foolish. And I know he's foolish because the way he's telling this story, there's no lesson that he's giving from the story. He's not telling you all his state of mind. He's not telling you all where he made a mistake. What he's doing is he's trying to put this all on the woman. And she was a girl. He is 100% at fault. I'm not putting any responsibility on a 19-year-old child. I'm not. I refuse to do it. The guy, her baby daddy is at fault. The guy that got with her after baby daddy's at fault. And he's at fault. So if you're going to tell the story right. All of the men were wrong. Let's continue.
Her daughter with her, goes to the guy's house, calls him up and says, hey, I'm leaving you and I'm gonna be here with this guy with the daughter. Of course, he loses his mind. He drives out to the trailer. He starts kicking in the door. The guy on the other side of the door says, if you kick down this door, I am going to shoot you. He kicked down the door and caught a shotgun slug to the chest, done and killed immediately. It gets even worse. They had to put an ankle bracelet on her because they suspect that she might be the shooter, right? Let's back up one more time. And again, this is all relevant. This is when I still had my car. I'm driving to her place from work. I get to her place, and there are 3 cop cars in the driveway. I'm thinking it's because of something that happened next door, because the dude was always beating on his girl, right? That's the kind of place this was. The cops were at her place. She got arrested for possession. The people I was staying with had called the cops and ratted her out. So now she's in jail, right? And of course, I have to save my fair maiden. I called up an old roommate and borrowed $1,350 to bail her out. She gets out. I love you. Then goes right back to Ben. So
Listen, nah, Chuck, I didn't know it was a real documentary on Red Pill. I thought Red Pill was something they got from the Matrix. I didn't know it was a real documentary. I mean, I'd love to see that. I haven't seen it. Thanks for the super chat, Sneakerhead. Thank you so much. But I would love to see the that men's rights movement. I didn't know it was a real thing. But I will say that this guy Donovan Dole is not being honest. At the end of the day, you're listening to this story. Now, who do you all think is in the wrong? Why would a 19-year-old girl, single mother, not take advantage of this guy who's dumb enough to keep giving her money? Like why would she not do it? Like why would she not do it? The person that's supposed to be the mentor, supposed to be the guide, why would she not keep getting money from this guy? This guy gave her $1,300. He done been on dope, crack house. She been cheating on him, all that. And he went and borrowed $1,300 more to bail her out of jail, and she went right back to the baby daddy. And he just glossed over that. This is, hold on, what they said, Wakanda, is this your king? Is this the Red Pill guy? Is this the Red Pill king? This is crazy. Why nobody called him out on this? Who is hearing this story, this man telling this story, and feels like he's qualified to give some Red Pill advice? Who? I don't care how many years ago it was. Who believes this guy is qualified to give some Red Pill advice? Who? This is absolutely insane. You mean to tell me after all you went through with this young lady, you still didn't learn your lesson? He sound like a freak. He sound like he want to get hit with whips and chains. He sound like he likes some S&M. Thank you, Jahan, for the super sticker. He's a freak. He likes pain. Just crazy. Let's continue.
So now we fast forward.
You said Ben was dead.
I backed up.
He backed up.
Okay.
This was before.
Oh, okay.
So you bailed out.
Yep.
The young lady who had left you.
Yep.
To go back, and when you borrowed the money.
It was back and forth.
You borrowed the money, so you had to pay back this money to someone else who has nothing to do with the situation, and then she went back straight while she had the tattoo of you on her.
Yep.
Okay, keep going. I got like 15 questions to ask you when this is.
I'm almost done.
Now, do you think Pearl is listening to him and she's feeling inspired? Do you think Pearl is listening to him and saying, "My, this is a fantastic guy"? What woman is listening to this guy and taking him serious? What woman? Which one of you ladies is listening to Donovan Dole talk and you're sitting there saying you're impressed? Who? After everything he went through with this young lady, he borrowed $1,300 to bail her out of jail. What could she have told him to make him say, "Let me get you out"? Now, she done cheated on him. He done been on drugs. My question is this your king? That's all I'm asking.
I'm almost done. So now we fast forward. So Ben is now dead. I don't know how they got away with it, but he's not the guy's not in jail. She ends up marrying the guy that killed Ben and had another daughter. So in the end,
This was the original baby dad.
the original baby daddy is dead. The original baby daddy
Ben-
not only are you messing with a child, but you messing with a child that's reckless too. You messing with a young lady that's reckless, dangerous, even to the point where she gets her baby daddy murdered. Now, when you first met this young lady, you could have been a mentor to her. You could have not gotten involved with her. You could have left her alone. You could have said, you know what? Take this class serious and make something out of yourself. But that ain't what you did, Donovan. You wanted to get with her, and you wanted to feel good. You wanted to be the man, and you ended up getting a dope fiend, baby mama. A young dope fiend, prostitute in training, baby mama. But the funny thing is, in that situation, you should have been the one taking advantage of her. Ironically, she was the one taking advantage of you. And not because she had game or she knew more. It's because that you, Donovan Doe, are a simp. And all simps have one thing in common. They don't have any character because they do things to make the woman feel a certain way. It's not genuine. They don't tell women, simps don't tell women the truth. They tell them what they want to hear. I don't feel sorry for simps. People make simps out to be victims. I don't. I know the truth. They don't have any character. They're people pleasers. You mean to tell me you did all this stuff, borrowing money, wanting to make all this stuff, and you end up being king of the Red Pill movement? And somebody said, I think King Tabernacle said that Kevin Samuel stopped messing with him. I see why. This guy's a fraud. He's a fraud. Let's continue, man.
Ben was the original baby.
Ben was the
Yeah.
original
I'm
baby
getting
daddy.
names. Okay.
But
And
the
what-
lovely lady went to the guy
new
who
guy.
killed Ben.
Yes.
And now, okay.
So so now
Wow.
she ended up marrying the guy who killed her first husband, had another daughter with him. So the father of her first child was killed by the father of her second child. You cannot make this up. And so this is why people always wonder why I'm so passionate and I'm so sure. I have seen the worst. I've been in the worst of the worst situations. It is the worst situation I have ever been in. But to this day, I can freely admit that I have never loved anyone or anything as much as I loved her. And that is my.
I told y'all. What did I tell y'all? Thank you, Jahan, for the super sticker. Thank you, Bree, for the super sticker. What did I tell y'all? You heard him. You heard what he just said. He just said, until this day, that means he got a woman now. He has a woman now. I wouldn't even set it off with just respect out of my woman. He said, until this day, I've never loved a woman as much as I love her. Really, what he's really saying is, if I had a chance, I would get back with her. Now, you think this guy is qualified to lead the Red Pill movement. This man just admitted that he would be in love with a woman that would set somebody up for murder, be on drugs, sleep with multiple men. That's the woman he said he still had the strongest love for. I'm telling you all that the simp, these kind of guys, they want the woman that all the guys want. It's not a genuine love type of thing. This is not love. None of that. He wants the woman that all the guys want. I would call it narcissism. I would call it insecurity. I would call it Napoleon syndrome. I'd call it anything, but I'm not going to call it love because that's not love. What he just described isn't love. It's called being foolish. I'm just trying to figure out how this guy is a Red Pill movement leader. I don't see it. I don't really know him, but based on this story, he shouldn't have any credibility. Right, Anthem. Anthem said the man, anyone who was older usually be the main one to have the upper hand. Exactly. What's up, Angel? No, I think Ben is deceased, but the problem is that Donovan Dole is not being honest, and he needs to be honest. He just said that this is the reason why he speaks so passionately and why he's so confident, and this shouldn't be the reason because it's all his fault. This is what I mean when I take it a simp is not honest. They're not good people. Because what he's doing now is he's trying to appeal to the red pill audience. And it's flagrant. You know good and well all this is your fault. That girl was 19. She should have never had a chance to get with you. 19 and you're 31, it shouldn't even been a chance. But not only did she get you, she got your time, she got your energy, she got your money. She got everything from him. I'm surprised he didn't get her pregnant. I'm surprised he didn't get her pregnant. Let's continue.
I need this girl to give some girl game. She's getting rings left and right.
She have viscous innards made of plutonium.
It certainly felt like it. It certainly felt like it. The girl, like,
I just want to know.
She was 19. She was 19. She was hot. Had a southern twang. I mean, it was all
we
there.
can hate, but she's gotten more proposals than I have.
Proposals from guys who were clearly either simping or who had gone to.
This guy just had the audacity to say she's getting proposals from guys that are simping. Somebody said he got beta sperm. I'm going to say this, right? We can get off of him. Because, I mean, he does this again because he ends up meeting another young lady and she does him the same way. So, again, like I say, these guys, it's all ego. They want the woman that all the men want. And he says she had good, sex. I mean, that helps. But at the end of the day, this is why men got to control their lust. Because if a man don't control his lust, he ends up like Solomon, worshiping false gods. One of those gods which require child sacrifice. So this is why men have to be leaders and disciplined. This is why. Because the men set the standards, not women. So what he should have did was he should have been a guide and mentor to her. I guarantee that young lady was searching for a father figure. She was looking for one man to not want to sleep with her and to actually tell her the truth. Just one man. She probably prayed one night and said, just send me one. If it's one, I'll have faith in men. All my hope will be restored in men, just one. It was kind of like Abraham was like, if there be 50 in the city, will you spare it? God's like, I'll spare it if it's 50. Kind of the same thing. A lot of folks be praying to meet that one person to shatter the whole narrative. It take one person to shatter the whole narrative. A lot of times we mess it up. So y'all was in the strip club and the girl, God told me to, when she come over here, tell her about me. Clear, the voice was clear as day. And I said, who? The voice didn't say nothing else. And that girl came over there, and instead of me telling her about God, which I should have did, I asked her to come back to the hotel. How much would it be? When that girl told me, she dropped her head, said, I'm trying to change my life, and walked off. Disappointed and ashamed. So I know that a lot of times we'll be somebody's last hope. We'll be somebody's prayer answered. I don't want to say last hope. We'll be somebody's prayer answered. They'll be praying to God for a sign, and we'll be that sign. And instead of being that sign, we end up popping pills with the chick. asking a chick to come back to the hotel, soliciting, sleeping with her, trying to game her, all this stuff. This is why men got to be disciplined, because men set the standards. This dude giving this story like he's a victim, like he innocent. He's the biggest perpetrator of them all, because he done built a career behind, he done got rich behind this red pill content, and he's anything but red pill. You think he would have swallowed a red pill for Morpheus? Stop. You think this guy would have took the red pill for Morpheus? He would have said, which pill will allow me to be a trick? Morpheus would have said, you don't need no pill for that. Just go back to sleep. Which pill will allow me to keep on sipping? Morpheus would have said, man, put it back to sleep, man. Get him out of here. So, nah. Thank you, Bree Bree, for the super sticker. Thank you, Khalil, for the super sticker. Let's go. Okay. Chuck said that movie, yeah, the lady that made documentary borrowed the title from The Matrix. It's an excellent movie. She was a feminist to start, but she abandoned her feminist beliefs by the end of the film. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check it out. All right, let me go to something else. And that was this is Charleston White talking about the Asian community. What's up, Queen Love? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Now, Charleston White made some comments about what should happen to Asian children. I can't repeat it, but he said it. And again, Charleston White is a mirror to the culture. And when I say that, is that Charleston White is everything that the culture celebrates, but clearly it's everything that the culture really hates. So what he really does is he's as flagrant as the culture is to everybody else. Now, some may not agree. I understand the method to his madness. I understand the method to the madness, but so basically he said some things that a lot of women are reposting and saying it's not good, but he basically talks about the I'm gonna spell it backwards, the EPAR culture, and he talks about how that is rap culture, is that, you know, that is what I guess you call hip hop culture, what it's become. And I would even say, well, as far as say black culture, like I said before, black culture don't care what happened to these kids, these children. But anyway, this is him explaining why he made such brash statements about the Asian community. I'm gonna skip past one part because he said some stuff I can't really, I'll get in trouble for it. You know how they do me. Let's continue.
Now, you recently went off because Johnny Dang allegedly said the N-word.
Man, y'all heard that motherfucker say, my nigga.
He's saying,
hey,
I'm just saying, he's saying
he a lying motherfucker.
Y'all know what he said. Basically, y'all know what I said. I didn't say that.
What did he say then? What is he saying he said?
To me, he was talking a little bit too fast for
So
me
what
to
did you think?
decipher
What did
what
you
he's
think
saying.
he said? What did you think he said that we mistaked as my nigga?
I get where you coming from, but on the flip side,
So let me see. Let me see. Pluck you. Man, he said fuck you. Man, no, I didn't. I said pluck you. So tell him to slow it down and tell us to say what he said. He can't do that. Because if he slow it down, they're going to hear him saying, hey, my nigga. Because he said my nigga. He been saying that. And he said it to a white boy. That wasn't no nigga. Yeah, that wasn't no nigga. But everybody mad about what I'm saying. But you mean to tell me all these black people go against the nigga who's speaking up for niggas and side with that? I can't wait till we go to war so we can draw the line in the sand for what kind of people that really represent us, homie. All these black people mad at me by what I said about them Asian folk, homie. And they say Vlad TV is a culture vulture. Let Vlad TV say, hey, what's up, my nigga? But because they go suck his dick and buy his jewelry, his fake lab-created diamonds, he get a pass, right? And I even seen on your post where some people say, oh, that's Johnny Dang, he get a pass. How the fuck he get a pass and I don't?
Thank you, Khalil, for the super sticker. Whole lot of note. Thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to say this, right? So, I understand where Charleston White is coming from. And I don't know if these folks realize this or not. I'm going to make a statement. Anything that is going to help black people will reject. Anything that will benefit black people will reject. So if you have something that's actually going to help black people, they're going to reject it. I'm telling you that right now. That's for anybody listening. Anybody want to be an activist, a leader, or whatever. If it's going to help black people, they are going to reject it. Because black culture in itself is evil and wicked. It doesn't want to be helped. It doesn't believe in growth. It doesn't believe in self-reflection. It doesn't believe in standing on truth. None of that. Black culture is built on idolatry, on decadence, double-mindedness. So he's right. They will cancel him and celebrate somebody calling him the N-word. Exactly. This is black culture. It ain't based on skin color. It's based on what culture is. And black culture has black people worshiping blackness. So anything that feeds blackness is what black folks will accept, even if it's coming from a non-black person. So when Joe Biden said, if you don't know who to vote for between me and Donald Trump, then you ain't black, that actually fed into blackness. Because now a black person can subconsciously say, if I vote for Joe Biden, I'm more black. If I vote for Joe Biden, I prove my blackness. What he said actually had the reverse effect of what I thought it was. I thought they were going to not vote for him. Boy, was I wrong. So because blackness is the religion, anything that feeds it is what gets celebrated. So holding black folks accountable does not get celebrated. So Charleston White will find out the hard way that the more truth he talks, the more he tries to teach, reach, and advocate for, the more resistance he will get. Let's continue.
I'm nigga. Nigga, we killed the white boy and stood over him. We've done white people bad all my life. Nigga, we ain't never done black people bad. How he get a pass, but y'all go against the nigga representing niggas? I got Texas nigga on my shirt. Johnny Dang and now another Chinese motherfucker ain't never done nothing for us, homie. They didn't cry when Tamir Rice died. They didn't stand up with Mike Brown. Nigga, even from the time they was building the railroad through the Pacific, and one of them had Burlington Northern on the side. The niggas was building the Burlington Northern, the Asians was building Pacific, trying to race to meet in the middle. Nigga, they didn't fuck with us. Even in our stores, nigga. Our kids can't go in their stores and just shop freely. Leave your backpacks at the door and you know, come in here. Nigga, they
Let me know if it's still freezing, you guys. If IG is still freezing, and I can just cut it off and come back. Oh, Jahan said that Donovan Dole, he tells men not to wife up single mothers, but he did the exact opposite and got called out for it. Teach him Chuck said, I can tell he's a fraud. Even if I never heard this story, I can tell he's a cornball of rip. Thank you, Angel Hughes. Thank you, Whole Lot of Note, for the super sticker. Right. I guarantee, Chuck, that girl did not have that child with her. Either her parents had it, somebody else had that child. I guarantee it. Okay, let me continue. But basically, Charleston White's sentiments here are, how are you all going to side with the Asian people, or Asian, and not me? The issue here is that this whole narrative centers around black people being one person. So black people make white people one person, and then black folks make themselves one person. So a black person will be quick to say, you got to do it because you're black. This is a problem because I don't agree with what black folks do collectively. So am I not black? I'm not, but you get my point. So we can't really approach China Mac and Johnny Dang as all Asians. Now we can say that Asian people by and large don't fool with black people, but I would argue Asian culture is so starkly different than black culture to where why would they? It would be a culture clash. Most cultures clash with black culture, and black folks are running around thinking it's because of their skin color, and it's not. It's because of black culture. I remember Chad O. Jackson said people are repulsed by black culture, and it's true. Most cultures, you can go to the Pacific Islands, you can go to Japan, you can go to Africa, you can go to Asia, India, you can go to all these cultures, and those cultures literally will clash with black culture. So black folks are running around thinking it's skin and not correcting the behavior. It ain't how you look. Listen, I've had a lot of friends, or the people that like me at least, my whole life, all races. Again, it's culture. So at the end of the day, what we're fighting is a culture war. But I want to be clear on one thing too. Black people are not going to war. I'll tell Charleston White that right now. If you think black people are going to start a war on anything, you sadly mistaken. When them folks come over here and try to take over America, the UN troops and the Chi-Coms come over here to take over America, I can almost guarantee black people are not only not going to fight, they're going to help. All of them, they got to say is, we over here to fight racism and black folks going to help them. So if Charleston White is waiting for black folks to fight, he going to be waiting the rest of his life because it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. Let's continue.
They do our kids bad, and they sell stale candy, outdated food to our people, and they will kill our children behind that stale candy. Nigga, expired Snickers. They shot Latasha Harden in the head. Nigga, we still ain't done nothing about that. How the fuck they get a pass, nigga? And somebody do something to them bitches, and within 1 year of a president, these bitches got our Mac.
$49 suits are here. Discontinued and clearance.
Take Final Cut Pro to the next level.
Nigga, they'll go learn Spanish before they learn how to talk to a nigga rap in your language. Nigga. somebody do something to them bitches, and within 1 year of a president, these bitches got all kind of laws enacted. 1-800 nigga, baddest niggas been done in this country, homie. And they ain't never spoke one time for us. They Chinese rappers can come over here and go nigga, 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 nigga. And then when they get mad at us, they can also say fuck you, nigga. We can't say fuck you, gook. We don't even know how to speak they language to disrespect them. So they come take on our culture. China Mac, Johnny Dang, they get to be niggas, huh? And when a nigga say, nah, fuck you, Chinese boy, go rap in your language. Until y'all give some back, y'all been taking, nigga. Y'all don't even hire us. Go look at any Chinese restaurant, any Chinese store. See if a nigga working anywhere, my nigga. See if a half-breed motherfucker working. Nigga, they'll go learn Spanish before they learn how to talk to a nigga. So, man, no, how he get that, nigga? Nigga, we supposed to be boycotting Johnny Dang. We supposed to shame every goddamn black rapper, take they black dollar to that nigga. I'm sorry, to that Chinese motherfucker, whatever the fuck he is. He ain't no nigga. But fuck him. My nigga. Hey, my nigga. Hey, he got so much money. He's so rich. He telling us this white boy way richer than y'all. I'm making this white boy shit. You niggas, that's what he said. And you niggas clapping. Man, I'm sick of these niggas, homie.
Charleston White is finding out, I'm going to say this again, anything that's going to benefit black people, they're going to reject it. The problem with the black community is the foundation to build any nation is family. Almost 80% of the households are single mothers. That statistic alone tells you everything, because from that statistic, you won't have any wealth. You're going to have high crime. You're going to have violence. You're going to have low education. You're going to have low value, low self-worth. All those things come from a broken family structure. So there's nothing that black folks will accept by and large that's going to benefit them. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Right, Angela. I mean, sorry, Angela. I keep saying that. Angel. Yeah, we've lost character. And that's the problem. And the problem is that what is being black is so destructive that it has to be abandoned. And I know this sounds bad, but if you think about what it means, if you survey the entire black group or race in this country and ask them what it means to be black, you're going to get millions upon millions upon millions of different answers. And I guarantee most of the answers will center around the propaganda of being black. Once you accept these labels, black, nigga, African American, whatever, it's already a system of control attached to it. Think about the Democrat strategy to get the black vote. All they do is appeal to black pain and struggle and trauma. They bring up slavery. They bring up Jim Crow. They bring up segregation. They bring up civil rights movement. They bring up Donald Trump. They bring up things that stir up emotions in the black community. They don't actually offer anything. They just stir up emotions. They just appeal to blackness. So I understand what Charleston White is saying, but I would also say that Johnny Dang don't represent all Asian people. China Mac don't represent all Asian people. They don't. And I agree that Asian people, by and large, probably don't fool with black people. Hispanic people probably don't fool with black people. But I will say this, it ain't because they black, it's because of black culture. And most cultures repel against black culture. Just think about this. Almost 80% of single mothers. Just imagine what could you do if you got 10 households and only 2 of them have a father in there. And nowadays, it might not even be a father in there. It might be a them, they, him, them, trans in there. So now we're looking at no men in the house. And the 2 households they got a parent, it could be 2 thems or 2 theys. And we think that there's a solution for the black community. There is none. You got to fix that first. God said, be fruitful and multiply. Black folks is always putting the cart before the horse. Be fruitful and multiply. So the family structure got to get intact first. That's the first thing. We can't talk about nothing else until the family gets in order. But in order to do that, we got to have some character. That means the men got to be men and the women got to be women. So to really fix the black community, it's going to take character. I'm not even going to say God, because God can't make you have character. God can't make you be a father. God can't make you be a mother. So I can't even put this on God. I'm putting this on the individual. This whole notion of being a collective has never worked and never will work. It ain't gonna work. How will it work? The responsibility rests on each individual, because on Judgment Day, God ain't judging the group. I know black folks think this, God gonna judge all white people the same way. God judged the individual. And y'all gonna be surprised that some slave masters are going to heaven and some slaves are going to hell, because God is judging the person. So at the end of the day, can't nothing in the black community get fixed until this family structure gets restored. Period. It'll never work. I don't care what solution they present, it ain't gonna work till it's the mother and the father in the house raising the children under God. That is the only thing that will work. Anything else would be uncivilized, as Charles Barkley used to say. But let's continue.
And they won't kill no white boy. They won't rob no Asian store. Now, I'm not promoting that, but I'm just giving some, that goddamn, we go rob each other. We go keep killing. We ain't gonna never think to go cross that railroad track and make the Chinese boy get when he closed his store. Make him pay something to a little league football team. Nigga, you been in this community 20 years. You ain't gave nothing back to us. I'm passionate about our people, homie.
Let me say this. Let me say this. The Asian community doesn't owe the black community anything. If the black community was doing its job, then the Asian community couldn't even set up shop in the black community. Couldn't do it. But because the black community is so fractured, is so out of order, anybody can come in there and set up shop. And there is violence towards Asian people in the black community, but it's not because they're Asian. It's because everybody else makes money off black people at a distance. Everybody else makes money off of black people at a distance. Asian people make money in the same areas that black folks live at. So just by proximity, they're going to get some of the violent backlash. It's not because they're Asian. It's not because they're black. It's because you're making money in the community and you're going to be a target. If anybody else made money in the community and stayed there, it'd be the same thing. That is a crime of proximity. That is a crime of proximity. But anyway, back to my point. The Asian community doesn't owe the black community anything. Black people like them wing stops, them fish spots. Black people indoor, them beauty salons, the nail places, the laundromats, the liquor stores, the corner stores. Black people love that stuff. So guess what? It ain't like the Asian people came into the community and forced black folks to buy the products. Black folks want to buy it. Black folks want to buy it. So at the end of the day, I can't make Asians or even ask them to do nothing to the community. That's black people's job to do that. So if black folks cared about the community so much, then an Asian person would feel pressure to come in there and give to the community. But why would I give to a community that's in shambles? Why would I give to a community when they see the worst of black culture in the inner city? They see the worst of it. And we can bring up the girl that got shot in Oakland, forgot her name, got killed, or Tamir Rice, but that's still rare. Rarely do our children get killed by Asian people. I'm sorry, it's rare. There ain't no common occurrence. Asian folks don't just kill our children. Black folks kill their children, not Asian people. A black child is 1,000,000 times more likely to get killed by somebody black than somebody Asian. It ain't even close. I understand what Charleston White is saying. I'm just trying to contextualize my point. Because at the end of the day, black people got to get their house in order. Listen, IG, I'll be right back. It's about to cut off. I'll be right back. Hold on one second, YouTube. My bad, Latasha Harris. I'm sorry. Thank you, Angel. Latasha Harris. Thank you, Angel. Brando Smith said that, let me get to this, something he said is profound. In 2016, when the Russians leaked the DNC emails, one of them was telling Hillary how to address the BLM crowd, and it literally said, promise them nothing but show sympathy. So at the end of the day, I don't expect anybody to come into the black community and do anything. Black folks don't go help them Asian immigrants coming over here. Who do black people help? Who do black people go out there and do charity for? Who? What group? Not the Hispanics. Tell me, who do black people intentionally go out there to help? Nobody. Black folks don't care. Black folks don't care. That's right. What's up, Anita? Black people fundraise for themselves. So at the end of the day, what black people are asking for is actually disrespectful. Because black folks are asking for things they are not willing to give. It's not how life works. I don't go with this black victimization, black being done. I don't go for it. When I was coming up, I saw strong men and strong women in our community. I saw strong men and strong women. I saw the village. I was around the OGs. Them OGs never told us do nothing wrong. Ever. Even the guys that was gang banging never told us to gang bang. So I've seen character, honor, decency in our community. I've seen the bad, but I also seen the good. So at the end of the day, I don't subscribe to no victimization narrative. I don't. Because I've seen this and now I see this. When I was coming up, all the old people owned multiple properties. All the old people own their houses. My mother's generation owned a house. So owning a house and working was normal. What wasn't normal was being a degenerate. It wasn't normal. It wasn't glorified to have food stamps. It wasn't glorified to go to the food locker. It wasn't glorified to get that government cheese, government butter, government powdered milk, government peanut butter. It wasn't glorified. So I've seen it. I remember being in the community and the man with the fruit truck will come around. Or the person selling meat come around. It was a community. All the older black men knew how to fix everything. One guy around the corner worked on bikes. One guy did electronics. One guy, man, listen, man, I've seen it. This what we got today is something else. We wasn't even calling ourselves black back then. Black community, black nothing. It didn't even exist. Black love. Soon as we called it black love, we stopped getting married. Soon as it became the black community, it went into shambles and disarray. Soon as there was a black agenda, all hell broke loose. Soon as we put black in front of it, it was a wrap. Even with the black exploitation films. All that jive sucker turkey talk. And black folks ate it up. All that wanting to be a pimp, wanting to be a Mac. Showing our women on TV and movies as prostitutes and drug users and drug dealers and criminals. Showing our men as pimps and hustlers. Come on, man. So again, I don't blame nobody but black people. Because black folks had to endorse all this stuff. I remember the guy next door to us, young, green eyes, young, getting to the money, moving keys. Remember one time they had it was a box, it was a burgundy, here's a blood, it was a burgundy box Chevy. Remember one time they popped the trunk, had all kind of techs and AKs in there. It was like, goodness. And then we pulled it out. One of them pulled it out. He said, man, put that up. He called my mom, Miss. Come on, man. I ain't saying what he was doing was good, because it wasn't. I'm just saying he didn't tell us to do it. He didn't put no pack in our hand. He gave us money every now and then. He didn't put no pack in our hand. He didn't tell us to gang bang or sell dope. He didn't. Told us to go to school, play back. Like, none of the guys in the community that was doing dirt ever told us to do dirt. My IG freezing again? Hold on 1 second. Hold on, IG, hold on. Okay, I'm back, IG. I put it on the Wi-Fi. Hopefully it works. right, Tiana, they at least had a code of honor. Like Green Eyes respected my mom. So he used to tell them, man, that's Miss Dorsey's son. Like, it's just respect. I mean, he's selling dope, but it's still just like, that's her son, chill. Like, respect. My mom would tell these, listen, man, my mom was bold. Cause my mom knew everybody. My mom knew all the moms of the dudes that was doing all the dirt. And she used to tell them, watch out for my son. Nothing better happen to him. So at the end of the day, all I'm saying is, I've seen our community. All this begging these people to do this and begging, I never seen that. I didn't grow up like that. In the community I grew up in, Sacramento, California, Oak Park, in the Fruit Ridge Pocket area, it wasn't no begging. There was somebody in the community to do a task that you needed. If so-and-so had to do something, you go stay at these people's house. Oh, man, come on, man. Neek said, I knew OG Crips and Bloods back in the day, and when I got my report card, they would give me money for getting A's. Exactly. I don't know what we got now. But let's continue.
Man, as bad as we need jobs, the Asian boy know what he done told the black boy in America. He won't give us nothing. He turned his back against us. He closed his door on us. He don't give us no aid. And then when you look at how China is doing
recordings are now available on stream.
Doing Africa and the Bahamas and the Dominican Republic, homie, they colonizing Africa now. Nigga, they robbing Africa.
Y'all know I love Charleston White, but China's not robbing Africa or the Caribbean. The corrupt government is robbing the people of these places. Can't nobody just come to your country and set up shop. They got to get an invite to the country and sit down at a table and then make a deal. So it ain't China robbing nobody. It's the governments of those countries making deals with China, robbing the people. So the people should be mad at the leadership, not China. Because China had to get an invite to come over there. Just like when America was buying slaves from Africa during the slave trade, they had to get an invite. You think them African kings and leaders wasn't saying, come over here, shop with us, we got the best slaves? You think them African king leaders wasn't saying, send the word out, if you want a good slave, come to Africa. Of course they were. It's called business. They make you believe that American white people went over there and snatched up slaves and left. Impossible. I don't subscribe to this victimization narrative of black people. Black folks know good and well what's going on. We know good and well what's going on. You can't blame China for making money. Blame your leadership for making them deals and not looking out for the people. That ain't on China. I don't expect nobody on the outside to govern what goes on in my house. I don't expect nobody to fix what's going on in my house. Period. I don't. So at the end of the day, it ain't China's responsibility. It's the responsibility of the people that's in charge of the people. Let's continue.
So now, nigga, I'm with niggas, and I stand with niggas.
Yeah, you spoke out on it, and a lot of people seems like they didn't care about if he said it or not. They were more focused on your message.
They more focused on my message. That's how I know, nigga, they ain't my people, homie. Black people so motherfucking lost, nigga. We'll suck the white boy. Kiss everybody. We don't protect the black woman. We don't protect the black children. Nigga, we were supposed to ride for Tamir Rice. Fuck George Floyd. We supposed to still be dying behind Tamir Rice, nigga. White folks will still be dying behind Tamir Rice, nigga. These niggas go on with their motherfucking life, nigga, because they ain't willing to die, kill, and go to jail for the race, nigga. But they'll kill you for your tennis shoes. They'll kill me for saying fuck DMX. They'll kill me for saying fuck China Mac, and China Mac saying nigga. China Mac threatened me publicly. But they mad at me for my response, but he get to threaten me publicly.
So my question I would ask is, then who are you fighting for? If black people are telling you, we gonna pick them over you, then who are you actually fighting for? Who are you actually fighting for? This is the thing that's been done to us, is that they've convinced black people, and 100 Days of Summer says this, very profound, that they've convinced black people to be one person. That's a myth. It's an illusion. Black people only do a few things in mass numbers. Black people don't get married in mass numbers. Black people vote Democrat in mass numbers. Black people don't get married in mass numbers, and black folks vote Democrat in mass numbers. And I would also venture to say that black people are misinformed in mass numbers. So a lack of education too. Those are three pivotal things that black folks do in mass numbers that almost ensure that black people will only get worse. And I agree with a lot of what he says. I agree. I just don't agree with the notion that what they're supposed to do. And I get what he's saying is he's making a contrast between, he's exposing the hypocrisy in black people, but I'll venture to tell him they're not going to ever stop being hypocrites. It's what black culture is. You can't name one thing in black culture that you can say, okay, that makes sense. Or you can say, okay, I'll ride with that. You can't name one thing. In the 1960s, well, the marriage thing is recent, but look how recent it is. And we talk about marriage, right? Look how the marriage rate evaporated from the 60s to the 80s, from the 60s to the 90s. How did it evaporate in 30 years? Is that even a generation? Thank you, Lady T. Khalil said, Neek Speak says, I thought what Charleston White said about the Chinese was disgusting, but China Mac is also a culture vulture and done bad things as well. I have no dog in the fight. I mean, I get what he's saying. Khalil, right, Blanche, my folks are from Guyana, and our country found oil, and now the U.S. and China being sold off by the government, and citizens say nothing. Exactly. So, I mean, it's corrupt leadership. Tish in Tampa says, I was raised in Baltimore a generation ago, and every black mother was married until my generation. Now worse, my children's generation, even in the church now. Exactly. So at the end of the day, when I was growing up, now I will say this. Now in my neighborhood, there were a lot of single mothers. There was some households with a father and their married parents, but for the most part, it was single mothers. I will say that. That's true. But yeah, let's continue.
fuck these new race of black people. Nigga, we come from Texas. That's why I put this shirt on. Texas nigga. It's a Texas nigga nation. We don't fuck with Houston. We don't fuck with Dallas. Nigga, these niggas, we come out of Fort Worth, Texas, nigga. And I do what I've been doing for 10 years. Ain't now another nigga ever came and helped me. Wasn't no nigga with me when this little boy came home from the juvenile facility, my nigga. But it was plenty niggas on camera with me. It was plenty celebrities on camera with me. But wasn't no nigga with me when we came here to get him clothes and shoes. I represent a nation called niggers. Our grandmothers were slaves. I come from the White Sloan Plantation. That's where I get my last name from. I trace my lineage back to slavery.
Here, Navy SEALs 3 rules for surviving a real-world chance to survive. My martial arts.
Hey, man, I'm nigga. I ain't black, I ain't African American, I'm nigga. And I don't want to be nothing else but nigga. And this word should be on the wall, nigga. And don't no Chinese boy get to use it. Don't no Mexican get to use it. They don't know nothing about them people that was called niggas, and they laugh at them. They think nigga mean ignorant. They don't know them people didn't give a damn about reading that white boy's word, because that white boy word didn't mean nothing. Well, they can grow food on their own. They knew how to process chickens. They knew how to kill pigs and process pork. The white boy didn't know how to do that. The white boy didn't know how to build a motherfucking thing when he got here. Them niggas built this country. And the Chinese didn't go through what the niggas went through. So now, can't no motherfucking slant-eye booty-face motherfucker speak for the nigga and use that word and get to don't nobody say nothing? Nigga, we still got my grandmama 81 years old. You think she want to hear a motherfucking Mexican hollering here, nigga?
Right, Cole. And the problem is that folks are trying to find solutions outside of God. It's not going to work. At the end of the day, everybody built this country. This notion that black folks built this country is foolish. Demographically, it doesn't make any sense. Because what they're telling, you only believe it because they told you that every white person owned a slave. It's not true. 5% of white people own slaves. That means 95% of white people had to work. And every black person wasn't a slave. Everybody was working to build America. It wasn't just one group of people building this country. Name me a road that black people built. Show me some stuff that black folks built on their own. Show it to me. Show me when black folks were free and they were building something. Show it to me. Y'all gonna say Rosewood. Y'all gonna say Black Wall Street. My point is that everybody built this country. Everybody built this country. There's way more white folks over here. Everybody built this country. Black folks didn't go out west and blaze the trail. What are we talking about? So what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, thank you, Sean. Thank you. Why can't we build our own business? Why ain't we building now? How did black folks go from building a country to can't build nothing now? What happened to it? This stuff ain't adding up. And it ain't adding up because it ain't true. It ain't adding up because it ain't true. Black folk would rather go and get the white man's ice than get the black man's ice. Oh, the white man's ice is colder. That's the black mentality. That white stuff was better. So there's no way black folk was building when there was some white folks over there building. Now the Amish people, they still building. You go to the Amish neighborhood, to the Amish, they still building. The Amish ain't never stopped building. So how are the Amish building and black folks ain't building? Y'all tell me black folks built the entire planet. Black folks take credit for every civilization. Great Wall of China, black folks built it. Leaning Tower of Pisa, black folks built it. If black folks built it, it'd be the Leaning Tower of Chitlins. Black folks ain't built the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Because if black folks would have built it, it would have fell over. You see it leaning. Because that's some good architecture. The pyramids, black folks built. Sphinx, black folks built it. Black folks take credit for every great. The Stonehenge, black folks built it. The Mayan civilization, not black folks. Incas, black folks built it. Black folks take credit for everything that was built on the planet, but don't build nothing now. But don't build nothing now. Come on. Come on. Thank you, Neek. Neek said, look at black people now, have way less children than Big Mama did, and they can't even raise them. What we talking about? The babies can't even read. Come on, y'all. Too busy being victimized. Black folks taking credit for everything, but can't build nothing now. Charleston White telling you how great black folks was, but nobody's helping him. I said nobody's helping him. And I know, let me just get some of these videos real quick. Hold on.
To understand is
I'm just getting some clips together.
I had when it comes to Kamala.
And listen, I get Charleston White. I get what he's saying. My only argument is anything that's going to benefit black folks, they're going to reject it. So it's almost pointless. They're going to reject it. It's literally almost pointless to even try to even help. I'm telling you, they're going to reject it. If it's destructive, they're going to gravitate to it. But if it's going to help,
that these men wouldn't.
I mean, listen, write an essay about the things that you like the most. This week I thought it might be fun if we wrote an essay about the things that we dislike the most. Solomon?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you think of something that you dislike?
Being a nigga. How do you mean nothing bad?
Last week I had you write an essay about the things that you like the most. This week I thought it might be fun if we wrote an essay about the things that we dislike the most. Solomon?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you think of something that you dislike?
Being a nigga. I didn't mean nothing bad. The teacher asked a question and I just answered it.
Why'd you say it?
'Cause it's the truth. If and I was white, my pa'd still be alive. Being a nigga killed my pa. You answer me something, sir.
If I can.
Would you like to live to be 100?
I'm sure I would. It's not very likely, but I guess all of us like to live to a ripe old age.
Would you rather be black and live to be 100 or white and live to be 50?
It's not a movie. It's Little House on the Prairie. Now, can we all agree this is propaganda? Can we all agree this is propaganda? Little House on the Prairie, right? And it's funny because when he asked him the question, he left the room. Now, but again, they don't ask these questions in context. Now, if you ask him, do he want to be your father? Of course not. But if you ask him if he want to be Jack Johnson, he gonna say yeah. Nobody would trade places with a black person. I know the majority of white men would trade places with LeBron James. Fact. The majority of white men would trade places with Barack Obama. I can go down the list of people that white folks would trade places with. Oh, I gotta find that. But at the end of the day, though, this is context. Most of what folks reject is black culture. It ain't skin. Oh, it's because it ain't because you black. It's because when they observe you behaving, look at Ja Morant. Look at Ja Morant. That's why. Black culture. My question about Ja Morant is, how do these people know it's a real gun? Just think for a second. How do you know it's not a fake gun? What proof do they have that it's a real gun? To me, all this stuff be staged and set up, man. I don't buy it. There's no proof that what he held in that picture was a real gun. There's no proof. Eric Van Ripper said, I'll trade places with Charleston White. Exactly. Somebody said, I'll trade places with George Floyd. Oh, your son said long ago. That's funny. But my point is that we got to stop the narrative. And Little House on the Prairie is pushing propaganda. They made a little boy say, being a nigga. Like, they wrote it in the script. And the irony is, somebody Jewish wrote it in the script and said, I'm going to have this little black boy say this on national television. While the whole family is sitting down and watching, I'm going to have the little black boy say this. And y'all don't think it's propaganda? And Todd Bridges, he said this, he was on Different Strokes, and that was it. He was never the same. Who should I go to next? Let me go to Chato next. Now, let me go to Chuck first.
Hesitate to kill a cop? You think that these men wouldn't hesitate to kill a cop? No, I'm sorry. It was COINTELPRO. The feds did it. But the Black Panther Party was trying to instigate a guerrilla war on American streets. But the FBI is the villain. But all the bullshit y'all enjoy today, running around, black folk, spoiled as all get out. From the poorest monk you can imagine, still walking around with $1,200 red bottom tennis shoes on, to your upper, middle, upper class black, successful, respected in society. Still, they too peddle in this left wing, not this pablum. They still peddle in it. You wouldn't be able to enjoy the comfortability that you have now had the Black Panther Party won, had they got their way. Thank God for the FBI and their efforts to destroy this monstrosity. This ain't church.
And I'll tell you what's crazy, right? What's crazy is that all this time they told us that they were going against these folks because they were black. But I remember they used to always talk about communism. I'm like, and you, when you're young, you're like, ain't no communists around here. But they were. They just hid communism behind blackness. They just hid communism behind blackness, and everybody knew it. And Chuck is right. Had the Black Panthers got their way, had MLK got his way, if the Nation of Islam got their way, we'd all be under a communist dictatorship. You know these folks don't believe in freedom, right? These folks don't believe in the freedom. If you don't believe me, just look at black culture now. Black culture don't believe in people being individuals, having rights, free speech. That ain't what black culture is. Black culture is you better check off these boxes or else. We saw them call Herschel Walker a white supremacist. We saw them call Ben Carson a sellout. We've seen them call me a bootlicker, a coon, a sellout, and an Uncle Tom. We've seen it. So these people that we admire and love, they're all communists. They want you and I to be on the bottom, and of course, they're going to stay on top. You think if the Black Panthers got in charge, that they was going to all make everybody equal? You don't think Bobby Seals and Huey P. Newton and them wouldn't have been at the top of the food chain and y'all at the bottom? Get out of here. You can see it now. Steph Curry and his wife said, we don't want them low-income people moving next to us. Black Lives Matter, yeah. We don't want these low-income people moving next to us. That's Steph Curry and his wife. All them folks are elitists, just like Du Bois. Really pronounced Dubois, but he hated that. The talented 10. Let the top 10% rule the 90%. Elite classism. These people hate us. These folks don't love us, they hate us. They hate us. Everybody want to be in power. You think these black folks want to be in charge to make the world a better place? No. They want to be in charge to oppress. Ain't no freedom of ideas. Who you seen selling bean pies and work their way up in Nation of Islam? Who you seen do it? Everybody I see selling bean pies off Abernathy, still selling bean pies. Years. No promotion, no raise, no new suits. Just final calls and bean pies. They used to have them fruit cups. They stopped them. We can talk about Sierra real quick. Somebody asked me, how is Russell Wilson a simp? And I had to tell them, that's how. Your wife, and then I said, she was naked. Oh, she wasn't naked, she had on panties. I said, listen what you saying. She had on panties. As if that ain't naked. If my wife go out the house to go out with just panties on, it really don't matter that she ain't butt naked at that point. Who cares? Sierra showed everything, but she's a woman of God. Let me show you. It's a picture of them praying, man. I saw the picture and I almost threw up. Posing for the camera. Got a baby with Future. Trying to convince me she done changed her ways. No, she ain't. Why is he a simp? That's why. Sierra said Future would be out the house. Future would be out the house. And she be in the house taking care of the children. His 8 kids. Man, I wish he better listen. I couldn't, man. He on his knees and she ain't on her knees. Why ain't they both on their knees praying? He got them Chelsea boots on too. Why ain't they both on their knees praying? Why ain't they both on their knees praying? Why he on his knees and she standing up? Oh, because she don't want to bend down. He got a t-shirt on talking about blessed, and y'all don't think it's a setup. And y'all fell for this. He got a t-shirt that says blessed, some skinny jeans, and some Chelsea boots with the Farrakhan wavy kit on his head, and y'all don't think it's a setup. She's standing up. She too good to bend down. She's standing up with this fake praise with that long ponytail. You can't even praise God with that fake hair down your back. You can't even praise God with that fake hair down your back. Let me know it's real by pulling that thing off your head and then let me know it's real. Right. Let me know it's real. Thank you, God, for the man. I pray to God. Sierra sent the women the worst message. She made women believe that they can be out here with a Jezebel spirit and win. Same thing Kim Kardashian did. You can be Jezebel and still win. It's a false message. And you seen Kim Kardashian's true colors, and you see Sierra's true colors. These women are Jezebel. Gabrielle Union, Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Kamala Harris, all of them. Even Michael Obama, Hillary Clinton, all of them. He on his knees in Chelsea boots, bending his boots up. He bending his boots up, but she get to stand with her stuff intact with that long yak down her back. I rebuke it. Show me it's real. Pull that thing off your head and let me see the real length and let God see you as you really are. Stop hiding. This is why he is simp. This is why. This is why he's a simp. I'm on the ground praying and my wife standing up. or she on the ground praying and I'm standing up. But you're supposed to be evenly yoked. You're supposed to become one flesh. You're supposed to move as one. Come on, man. This woman was watching 8 of Future's kids. While he out gallivanting the streets, she watched 8 of his children, and then she come and tell Russell Wilson, you got to wait till marriage. Man, he better than me. He better than me. He got a t-shirt on say blessed. That's why he a simp. I just want to thank Lord for blessing me. He's sending me a good man. Get out of here, man. You see them Chelsea boots all creased up. He can't wear them no more. He can't wear them boots no more. He done creased his boots up for the Lord, but your ponytail is still laying long and sitting on your, listen, man. I don't care what they say. I know when folks playing and I know when it's real. I know when people playing and I know when it's real. That's why he a simp. You mean to tell me he's a simp because he love his wife? No, he a simp because he bending up his Chelsea boots and she ain't bending up nothing. Her red bottom still intact and that yak down her back is still intact. That's why he's a simp. He should have grabbed her hand and pulled her to the ground. He should have snatched her to the ground. Same thing happened to Lot's wife. She had to turn around. Lot's wife was like this, turning around. She was patting that thing like this and froze like this. That statue stayed there forever to remind people what not to do. Now your wife is going out with you butt naked. You approving the wardrobe and she going out butt naked and you approving it. Talking about how was he a simp. She hitting the street naked. You let everybody see you, man. Right. And right, Tiana. And she was pushing that snake poison on the people and on the children. She ain't no godly woman. She is Jezebel. She's a harlot. What's Nimrod's mama name? Ashtar or something? She that. Got a t-shirt on called Bless, and this ain't a photo op. Who wears a t-shirt that says Bless to church? You think he ain't putting on? You think Russell Wilson's a good guy? He's not. I told y'all the simps aren't good guys. They're people pleasers. They say what's good in front of everybody and then get in private and tell the truth. They horrible. He ain't no good guy. She ain't no good woman. Chelsea boots with a Blessed t-shirt. Feels like be ashamed of themselves. Sierra, she become a model for women. Thank you, Anita. Ishtar, right. Right. So those are my thoughts on Sierra and Russell Wilson. So that's all I'm saying. I don't buy their relationship, and my prediction is eventually she gonna string him up. She gonna leave him. I guarantee it. Eventually she's going to leave him. Mark my words. Mark my words. She gonna leave him. I'm telling you, she gonna leave him. Let's continue.
Much of what we think about the past is shaped by our historians, textbooks. We think that these people are being objective purveyors of knowledge, when in reality, no, much of these people have an agenda, and their agenda is very much progressive. And so they always want to give you, especially our youth, a reason to vote for certain policies, to support certain politicians, so on and so forth. And they always want to make everything, whether it's the past or the present, look way worse than it actually is, in order to make you feel that these policies that they're trying to push are necessary, when in reality, oftentimes are not.
if you think about it, when I was coming up, I don't remember all of the stuff, this racism stuff when I was coming up. But to justify the narrative and the propaganda, they just blamed it on Trump. They said that Trump actually brought the racism back. Because remember, they kept saying that they said Trump divided the country, which meant before Trump, the country was together. So again, they put this new wave of racism on Trump, and everybody fell for it. Now that Tamara girl, Tamara in front of her son with the bathing suit. Tamara in front of her son with the bathing suit on and asking him, how did this look? And her son is disgusted. Like, you're my mother. What are you doing? You see what I mean? You see what I mean? That one act that she did lets me know how she was the entire marriage. But now I got to look at the guy and question why he did it. I know she ain't got no sense, but why'd you marry that woman? As foolish as she was now, that means she was foolish when you met. Why'd you marry that woman? I don't give these men no pass. Because I know that men are thinking about that vagina. And most men go into a marriage undisciplined, unchallenged, non-purposed. So that one interaction with her son let me know how foolish she is as a woman. Foolish. Let's continue.
This is the reason why, Uncle Tom, too, it was important for us to show this beautiful culture that existed prior to the 1960s. Because to the extent that you realize that you come from a lineage of patriots, of God-fearing men and women, of children who had respect.
My bad, was it Tia or Tamara? Which one is it? Which one is it? Is it Tia or Tamara? I don't want to say the wrong one, because one of them, she got some sense. Who is it, Tia or Tamara? It was Tia. Okay, well, Tia is the foolish one there. Tia the foolish one. You asking your son on camera how that bathing suit look like you finna go out there and catch. You ain't finna catch. You're not about to catch. You're not going to catch. And then the outfit looked crazy. You look like a little superhero because you had a leopard on with the broad shoulders. You look crazy. Man, let's continue, man. This is...
For their elders. To the extent that you have that, you want to keep that going. But if you feel like you've come from a lineage of people who've always been oppressed, who've always been under the thumb of the white man, who live in a country that doesn't want you, you're an African-American. In other words, you are a step removed from the larger American family. A lot of this stuff, again, was by design.
When the conscious comes to understand that they're Africans born in America, their whole outlook changes completely.
Stokely Carmichael said, to become American is to hate yourself, right?
Yes, unbelievable.
He was responsible, or one of the people who were responsible for pushing the phrase African American.
In the 1970s, we had our last press conference. We said, we're going to put the word Africans on the lip of every African in America.
And he said that if you think you're an American, you'll fight to uphold capitalist America. If you know you're not an American, you'll fight to destroy capitalist America.
If you think you're an American, you will fight to protect the interests of capitalist America. If you know you ain't no American, you'll fight to destroy every aspect of American capitalism.
This was the strategy of coining the phrase African American. This is why I don't refer to myself as an African American. I refer to myself as an American.
Now, there was a big debate last week about American versus Black American. And my point was, once you put Black in front of American, you already made it conditional. You've already separated. Saying African American and saying Black American is the same thing. Black American and African American is the same thing. It is a separation from America. So you're putting yourself in a whole subcategory of being an American. It's the same thing. I don't know which twin it was, Tia or Tamara. Which one got a divorce? Is it Tia or Tamara? I don't know. Which one is it? I thought it was Tia. But anyway, I say all that to say that Black American and African American are the same things. It's a way to separate you from America. But when you on your passport, when it comes time to leave America, they don't call you a Black American or an African American. You're just American. See, they put the truth in your face. Y'all running around here being Black and being African. They put the truth. Look at your passport. Look at the documentation that you need to get out the country and travel the world. You can't even leave America as an African American or as a Black American. You got to leave America as an American. And when you go to other countries, they're going to call you an American. Thank you, Neek. To be Black is to be controlled. So Tia is the one that got divorced. Okay. So Tia, with her son, she was the one that looked foolish. But let's continue.
But when you begin to understand all of these little details to get you to, again, set you on a path of destruction and of basically self-destruction, that's exactly where we are.
Kamala said this ain't a racist country, she lost me, and she ain't got me back yet. And that's
Kamala Harris didn't lose you. Amanda Seals, you are lost, period. Amanda Seals is lonely and angry and don't nobody want to be with her. She can't keep a man. She too bitter. She too scarred. She's too scorned. What man is going to listen to this woman talk? Or it's just not going to happen. Let's continue.
not that matters. I'm just little Amanda. You know, she the one in the White House. But child, that one right there.
Well, we all know we're in a racist America. She has to know that she's in a racist America. Do you think that that was her speaking to the hopes of not wanting America?
Can't do that.
Right. To the hopes of not wanting to live, or speaking.
How can you be on a show talking about America is racist if America's racist? How could Amanda Seals get on a show and tell the world, I don't fool with the vice president if America's racist? It doesn't make any sense. If Amanda Seals was in China, she would keep her mouth shut because she would know that China's communist. And if she dared out on the show and said something negative about Xi Jinping and them, they finna knock her head off. So my question is, you got a guy who's LGBTQP, don't forget X, Y, and Z, with his own show, and he's saying America's racist. You mean to tell me a gay black man has a show and America's racist? How is it even possible? How is it even possible? Amanda Seals had her own show, been on TV, comedy special, and America's racist? Well, who put the productions on? Who's the lighting crew? Who's the camera crew? Who are the lawyers? Who are the agents? Who are the producers? Who are the directors? All Jews and white people. And y'all telling me America's racist, but everybody putting this production on is not black. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. He might well be the gay version of Farrakhan. It's disgusting. Let's continue.
To the hopes of not wanting to live in a racist America?
She can't do that.
Right.
We have shooters that are going into places and killing people because of their race. Mm-hmm. And then we're not calling it domestic terrorism.
Black people spin the block every day. Black people domestically terrorize their own neighborhoods every day. Black people domestically terrorize their own communities every single day. Just go on Google and look at these homicides in these major cities, in these Democratic ran cities, in these cities ran by black folks, and you're going to see all the carnage being wreaked upon the people, all the havoc, death, destruction, and damnation. And Amanda Seals is talking about a Buffalo shooter who sides with her politically. The Buffalo shooter was far left. The Buffalo shooter sides with Angela Seals politically. She's talking about him and not the homicides in Buffalo. It's funny to me that folks cared about the 10 folks being shot in Buffalo, but didn't care about the 70 plus folks being shot, killed in Buffalo. I tell y'all, black folks will step over dead bodies to address anybody killed by a white person. I'll be right back, IG. Let me just put this on here real quick. Let's continue.
We have an entire culture of police that are killing black people and getting away with it because the law says they can.
You know what I like about these people is that they never give you a contextualized message. It's always just an extreme overreach. 0.03% of homicides in the black community are committed by police. 0.03%. 0.03%. What she's saying only has validity because of propaganda, because of narrative, because of Hollywood, because of media. What she's saying is an outright lie. It only has validity because the average black person won't even go to Google. And this how you know the end times are coming. The end times are coming because we have access to information in the palm of our hand. So if somebody doesn't know in 2023, it is literally by choice. You are literally saying, I don't want to know. There is no law that says that the police can kill black people. It's an outright lie. The majority of police homicides involve people that are armed. CNN shows you somebody black getting killed by the police 1,000 times. MSNBC shows you one person being killed 1,000 times. They showed you George Floyd. They still showing George Floyd. They got George Floyd on repeat. They show George Floyd every year like they did Roots. Amanda Seales, like I said earlier, Amanda Seales is more angry than she is intelligent. She's a lot more angry than she is smart. I'm not saying she's dumb. I'm saying she doesn't have character. That's her issue. She's a liar. She's a Jezebel. She's miserable. She's gonna be the cat lady. She already got a cat, and I know that cat is terrorized. She already got a cat. She terrorized that cat. Because the cat's is calm and simple. I bet she in that house going crazy. When ain't nobody around, she hollering, screaming, crying, going through I couldn't imagine what this cat sees Amanda Seales do in the privacy of her own home. Emotional train wreck, emotionally chaotic. I bet she on medication. I guarantee she got a therapist. I guarantee she on medication. I guarantee she jabbed up, she on medication, and she got a therapist. I guarantee it. Most of these people that you see, these black liberals, they're atheists. She don't believe in God. You think Amanda Seales believe in God? She don't. She an atheist. Amanda Seales can't stand the Bible. Let's continue.
We have a country that was 1,000% built on the foundation of racism that now legislators are trying to pretend didn't happen and are getting that through and doing it on an education level. And
this is where I fault black people. Black people can go to Google and disprove everything Amanda Seales is saying, but they won't do it. She on here lying. It's a lie. It's not even true. Everybody knows about black history. Everybody knows about the history of black folks in America. What are you going to tell them that's going to make the country better? I bet you won't tell them, Amanda, how black folks own slaves. I remember when Amanda Seales she praised her country, where she from. You know, most of these folks be immigrants. She from the island somewhere. You know, most of these folks ain't even black Americans. They don't have no connection with y'all. Now, she praised her people in her country, her island, for questioning the political system. But then when it came to black folks in America, she said, don't worry about the truth, just go ahead and vote. She literally said, don't worry about the facts, just go vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Now, she praised her people for questioning the politics, but when it came to black folks, she condemned them for questioning. Amanda Seales is going to be alone forever. She is the epitome of what Kevin Samuels is talking about. She's the epitome. She's the embodiment. Her estrogen is starting to fade. She's going to start looking old pretty soon. Watch. In a few more years, she's going to start looking old. Watch. Mark my words. Because she ain't no loving relationship. You know, love keep you youthful. Can somebody look up what island she from? Hold on, let me see. I'll find it for you. Amanda Broken Seal. Let me see. Hold up. Amanda Broken. This country is racist. It was built on racism. Just be talking crazy. Let me see where Amanda Seals is from. Where a little island at? Got the nerve to be nicknamed a diva. You ain't no diva. Yeah, okay. Her mother was born and raised in Mount Mortiz, Grenada. She claimed them. She claimed the West Indies. She claimed them. She don't claim America. She claimed where her mama from. Anyway, let's continue.
On a DEI level, you cannot, as the second in line to the highest form of office in this country, make a message on hope. Mm-hmm. You, in my opinion, is particularly not just as vice president, but as the first black woman vice president, and who got there and who got this man elected largely in part because black women like myself were like, let's do what we always do. Mm-hmm. Let's show up.
Let's do what we always do, show up. Do you know black women been leading the black community for about 20, 30 years now, and it's in shambles? Show up. How about stay home? How about sit home and be still, be quiet? How about go home, sit down and pray? Y'all showing up too much, that's the problem. Sit down and be still. Kamala Harris ain't never said that she was black. So what made Amanda Broken Seals believe that Kamala Harris was black and she never said it? Why? Because she went to Howard and she grew up and she was born in Oakland. She really grew up in Canada. What made Amanda Broken Seals believe that Kamala Harris was black and she never said that? Kamala Harris said she was Indian, from India. Several times. India. She never said she was black. So Amanda Seals done made her black based on the school she went to and the city she was born in. I told y'all to be black is to be controlled. It took for two things to make Kamala Harris black: to go to Howard and be born in Oakland. Look how low the standard is to be black. And you all wonder why I say I'm not black. Look how low the standard is. Go to Howard, be born in Oakland, and lock black people up, and you black. That's what she did. Amanda Broken Seals got the nerve to call herself a diva. Disrespectful.
Can't get in there in that position and then make such an egregiously false statement.
America ain't racist. How about that? It's not. America ain't racist. I had one more thing I wanted to show, and I'm done. Where is it?
I mean, you're in a different state.
Okay, here she is.
Okay. If you put on speaker.
Okay. Hi, it's me.
Yeah, I tried to answer it, but I must have just missed it.
Okay, no problem.
Sounds like she's sleeping.
Yeah. What you doing?
We've already had dinner. Sammy's already gone to the bathroom. I cleaned out the cat box. I took a shower.
Guess what he did?
Yeah. Well, I've got something to tell you.
What?
I'm here in Denver, and I was going to meet up with what I thought was 18 or 19-year-old boy.
Tell the truth.
He's 14.
My bad, you all. Correction. You're right, Kenya. She went to Howard. She was an AKA, and she was born in Oakland. And she was locking up black people. That's all it took to make her black, pertaining to Kamala Harris. Amanda Seals made her black based on sorority, school, Oakland, and locking black folks up. Thank you, Kenya. Now let's get back to this. Man tells wife of 35 years he got caught trying to have blank with a 14-year-old boy. I'm going to restart it. Let's go.
You're in a different state.
Okay, here she is.
Okay. If you put on speaker.
Okay. Hi, it's me.
Yeah, I tried to answer it, but I must have just missed it.
Okay, no problem.
Sounds like she's sleeping.
Yeah. What you doing?
We've already had dinner, Sadie's already gone to the bathroom, I cleaned out the cat box, I took a shower.
Guess what he did?
Yeah. Well, I've got something to tell you.
What?
I'm here in Denver, and I was going to meet up with what I thought was 18 or 19-year-old boy.
Tell the truth.
He's 14.
What?
And
got caught.
And I got caught.
Hello, ma'am. Hello?
Hey, Deb.
Dave?
Okay.
Now, well, Kamala Harris is, her mother's Indian, and her father is, he has some black in him. Her father's side of the family owned slaves, so their lineage is white. So her father's side lineage is white, her mother is Indian. But when it comes to being black, that's actually for American, quote unquote, blacks in America. It ain't, if you Jamaican, you Jamaican. Anyway, so this guy, I put a comment up, and some women in there were saying that this is why they don't date men now, because I guess men do these kind of things. And I said, well, this woman is married to this guy for 35 years. You mean to tell me she didn't have no clue that this guy was into some freaky stuff or had poor characters? I don't believe it. I can listen to this guy talk. I can see his demeanor. And there's been many a times where she's questioned his character. Now, the reason why she let it slide, I don't know. But I'm not going to sit here and act like she had no clue that this guy was into messing with children, nor was he into men, period. I know she knew. You can't tell me you with somebody 35 years and you don't know nothing. I don't buy it. She gave this man a pass. She made a concession. She told herself, as long as I don't find out, I'm cool. As long as I don't see it, I'm cool. As long as he don't embarrass me, I'm cool. Out of sight, out of mind. I know what she did. There's nothing about this man that tells me he's even straight, let alone not a pedophile. So she knew. But when I said it in the chat, folks said I was victim blaming. I'm not victim blaming. What I'm saying is that if I pick the person, if I pick the woman, and she turns out to be a degenerate, that is a reflection on me. You can't hide for 35 years. You can't hide for 35 years. She's seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. But when it came to this guy, when it was ugly, it got real ugly. You don't think somebody called the house in 35 years? You don't think a friend told her something? You don't think somebody came by the house? You don't think it was anything that happened in 35 years pertaining to this guy? You don't think she saw some type of pornography? Or she saw him watching the guy? Or she saw him going on these trips and you don't think she knew nothing? I don't buy it. Thank you, Cole. She in it for the money. Let's continue.
Hey, hold on.
Hey, Deb, this is Tommy with Colorado Pet Patrol. I'm here in Broomfield, Colorado with your husband. He attempted to pick up a 14-year-old who he knew was 14 to bring back to his hotel for sex. And we are here with him now. Yeah, and I apologize to tell you, he didn't want to call you, but we wanted you to know. He clearly knew it was a 14-year-old. This is our 267th catch. And he's here at the Walmart to pick up the 14-year-old boy.
What?
I'm sorry.
What? This can't be real.
I'm sorry, Deb.
I'm so sorry, Deb. We can...
I know.
You know, but you took the chance to do this. You ruined everything and you hurt them.
I'm totally to blame for this.
Does he sound remorseful to you? Look how cold he sounds now. You think he was loving in a relationship? Like this is what I'm saying, right? Adversity reveals the character of the person. So when things get tough, you see the real person. We're seeing the real him now. Do you think that this guy didn't show any signs? Come on, y'all. I'm not saying he's right. He's wrong as two left shoes. He egregiously wrong. I'm just saying she acted on the phone like she had no clue. If I talk to this woman, she gonna tell me all types of stuff he did. I'm gonna be like, that wasn't a red sign? Like, come on, man. Ian Mayor said it looks staged. Everybody getting paid. It might be. It might be. I just really doubt that she had no idea. That's all I'm saying. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. It could be fake.
Because you're caught.
Well, no,
If you weren't caught, you were going to be having sex with a child, man, a 14-year-old kid. This breaks my fucking heart, man.
I know. Okay.
I can text her my information. I can get her in touch with somebody to talk to if she needs it. Obviously, I know she's going through a lot right now.
Yeah.
This is wrong.
I know.
Stop it. This is a joke. This is
No,
wrong.
I'm not even saying it's a joke. This is not a joke.
Ma'am, we would never call you on something like this as a joke.
David, my whole marriage has been a lie. It's been a lie to you.
No.
Now, honestly, I believe it's real. I believe it's real. I just don't believe, like, they're not law enforcement. They're with the Ped Patrol. So basically, they probably told him either you can get on the phone to your wife or we gonna rat you. So they probably just had him call, just trying to, I guess, quote on save face or whatever. I don't know. But I mean, I believe it's real because I mean, you found out your husband was actually doing it. Even if you actually had concrete proof, you probably start freaking out too. I don't know. But I think it's real, but I could be wrong. But I don't think she was clueless. I just think that she literally out of sight, out of mind, and he probably makes good money. She enjoyed her lifestyle. As long as I don't see it, it's cool. Some folks live like that, not me. I ask too many questions. Chastity said, I'm calling the cops. But Chastity, that's her husband of 35 years. Now, Chastity, if you married somebody for 35 years, you love them, you've been with them, it ain't that easy to walk away, Let's continue.
How terrible, man.
I know. No, it's not been a lie, Deb.
Dave, you're too kind for this. This is wrong.
I know.
This is wrong. This was planned.
You heard what she said? She said, you too calm for this. Oh, look. He calculated. What you mean he calm? That's what you meant.
You're too kind for this. This is wrong.
Oh,
I know.
This is wrong.
She said, you're too kind for this. That's what she said. She said, you're too kind for this. This is wrong. I don't care what nobody say. If you with somebody for 35 years, you have to know something. I can meet somebody in 5 minutes and tell a lot of stuff. So again, she is a victim in the sense that he cheated. He probably been cheating, but she's not totally in the dark. Yeah, most of these folks do want to get caught because it is, for some folks, it's torture. For some people, this stuff is torture. Like for some people, they do it, but it's torture. They want to get caught. Some folks want to get caught. Like most serial killers always leave clues. They want to get caught. You know, my spirit told me today. I'm going to say Holy Spirit told me today that if you think about it, God created us, right? So that means the very fiber of our being is to do what's right. Like our very genetic makeup is to be like God, is to do what's right. We actually fight to be the opposite. So even if a person is in the world, even if a person is doing all this crazy stuff, at the core of them, it's still to be like God. It's still to be with God. So it's torture. Like it's never an enjoyable experience because they all come to a moment where you want to get caught, you want to expire yourself, or you want to. But I believe that none of these people ever truly enjoy what they're doing. It's a tortured existence because God created us. So God didn't create us to be like that. So we have to make ourselves sinful. We got to do it on. Now we're born into sin. But we got to choose to be sinful, if that makes sense. So even with him, what L. Walk said was right. He wanted to get caught. I mean, you meeting 14-year-olds at Walmart, like you just be like, even those guys that be on How to Catch a Predator. They be reckless. Like what are the odds? A 12-year-old is home alone, parents gone for the weekend. Like the scenario is so perfect to where something got to be up, but they still go anyway. It's just crazy. But anyway, I would just say that these folks never have any peace, and even though it seems like it, they don't. Let's continue.
Child.
Yeah, so I'm going to save the rest for probably Friday or Saturday. But I just think that I call this WOKEanda Wednesdays. I might call it that. But I think we have to get out of this victim mentality. And the way to get out of it is to actually, find out what our purpose is. What is God's purpose for our lives? And I think once you find purpose, it's kind of hard to be a victim because you're on a mission. Like once you try to figure out what your purpose is, you automatically get in goal. You're automatically goal orientated. You're automatically focused. You're automatically principled. You have all these great attributes where you can't really be a victim. So I think a lot of people are struggling because they don't have a purpose and they're trying to find what they're meant to do. Now the society's gonna say you a victim, be a victim. But God's gonna tell you to be great, to have courage, to have faith. So I just think the biggest thing is folks not having a purpose. Because when you don't have a purpose, it's hard to not be a victim because you feel like life is picking on you. When you have a purpose, you realize that when life is throwing a curveball at you, it's part of the course. It's part of the course. But when you don't have a purpose, when life throws a curveball at you, you feel like life is picking on you, i.e. white people. What kind of wisdom is this? That's funny. Yeah, instantaneous divorce. I get it. But I'll also say this, though, that she married him. So That's on her too. Nothing about that guy made me believe he was ever an honorable guy. She said he was kind. She said, you too kind for this. She didn't mention no great character. She didn't mention no honorable man. She said he's too kind. What does that even mean? He's too kind. He ain't that kind. He messing with children. But anyway, I digress. Us having a purpose is what we need to focus on. And we won't be victims. I think that most of this, what we see in this woke environment, is a lot of people that are searching because social media is almost thrusting you into envy. Social media is almost throwing you into the spirit of envy and jealousy, because you normally, back in the day, you didn't know who was really doing well, who was doing bad. You didn't really know. Now you see folks living a life, and you can watch them every day. So at the end of the day, I would say that purpose nullifies all that. What am I meant to do on this earth? What is my calling? What did God call me to do? To me, that's what gets you out of the victim mentality, because now you focused on a bigger task than yourself. You only feel like a victim because you're selfish. Only a selfish person thinks things have to go my way. I got to feel good about what's going on. That's being selfish. When you are purpose driven, you know it ain't about you. And everything that comes to you is part of the course, or par for the course. Yeah, she said he was too kind. She said he was too kind. She said, you're too kind for this. It's flagrant. Sound like a woke, liberal answer. The textured main lounge said, wherever there is a lack of purpose, abuse is inevitable. I agree 100%. That's why when you see men that aren't purpose driven end up destroying. If a man doesn't have a purpose, he's going to destroy. So you see the destruction where men don't have purpose. But listen, I love you all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. I'm going to have fun. I will see you all probably maybe Friday or Saturday. But I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. And I will see y'all soon. Thank you.